Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy Sunday morning to you. I hope you are well. I hope you're having a fantastic weekend so far, and I hope the weather is as perfect by you as it has been here by me. I'm going to apologize in advance because I seem to be having some connection issues. So if you guys experience some buffering or some lagging or you can't hear me or things like that, I truly apologize for that. It looks like I'm not sure if it's Streamlabs or if it's YouTube, but either way, the two of them are fighting this morning, and so it's gonna probably affect our streaming health. But we're gonna try and do the best that we can and just keep going, and hopefully, hopefully everything works out okay. Wow, this music is really loud in my ear. Hang on, let me turn that down. Okay, that's much better. It's not really shouting at me. So hopefully we'll be able to hopefully we will be able to keep this going, but it's anybody's guess. I did reset my router. I did everything that I could here on my end to try and fix it, and hopefully it works okay. I keep getting a warning message that my frame rate is dropping. So I'm sorry, guys. Hopefully things work out okay, but we're just gonna kind of have to go with the flow. So today we're going to be working on our squared up project. This is part two. This project is going to go together pretty quickly. The first part, we did all of our prepping and our cutting, and that went together really, really fast. And so now we're going to be sewing up our blocks. The blocks are super easy. They're just basically 3 or 4 pieces that we're going to be sewing up together. We're going to start with our bigger piece here. We're going to sew up our little 1-inch strips to that, and then we're going to take our 2.5-inch strips here. We're going to sew another 1-inch strip to that as well. So they're going to go together pretty quickly, but that's basically what we're going to be doing today is just kind of hanging out in front of the sewing machine and doing a bunch of sewing. I wanted to say thank you real quick to everyone that joined us yesterday for our After Dark edition. If you guys did not tune into that one, you're going to want to watch the replay for that one because it was funny. Mama Joyce and Sherlock Cheryl were in rare form and they had a hysterical theme going on over there. And I couldn't even keep straight face. Like, even just now thinking about it, I'm just gonna bust out laughing again. So make sure you check that out. And thank you again to them for hanging out with me yesterday evening. We put together a couple of table runners. We sandwiched those up and quilted those. I did finish trimming mine up. It's sitting right here. I have it trimmed up. I need to find some binding fabric for it and then bind it up real quick and put it back up on my wall. That's why the wall looks a little bare right now, is because I took it down for a few minutes. Yes, that's right, Don. Internet retaliation from the Ducks last night. That is 100% true. Absolutely, yes. But anyway, let me hop into chat, say hello to everybody there real quick, and then we're going to get started on today's project. Um, Quick reminders for you guys, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. Don't forget to hit that like button down below. It really does help the channel out tremendously. It helps us make new friends. If you guys are interested in purchasing any merch for the channel, you're absolutely welcome to do so. You can do !merch down below. We've got some really cool coffee mugs, some t-shirts, tank tops, a drawstring bag. I really need to look at it. I'm still working on a new logo for the channel. So once I get that new logo going, I'm going to kind of introduce some more merch with the new logo. And that will be coming hopefully by this summer. That's my goal, is to have it done by the end of the summer. I've got a lot of kind of going on in my personal life right now with trying to get the kids ready for graduation and stuff. So stuff from the channel has kind of been put off to the side for a little bit to get through that. But then once that is over, then I don't have really anything else to worry about except for vacation in July. So I'll be able to dedicate some more time to that. In addition to some merch, if you guys are interested in making a monetary donation to the channel, you can also become a member of the channel. That opens up some extra perks for you, including our members-only live streams, which we will have another one tomorrow. We're working on a secret project for members only. That we'll be working on that. That'll be our 3rd episode, so we're not that far in. So if it's something that you guys wanted to catch up on pretty quickly, you can catch up on it pretty quickly. So if you're interested in that, you can click the link down below. There should be a button down there that looks like a square with a $sign in it. Click that, or you can go back to our channel page and hit the join button there as well, if that's something you're interested in. Definitely not required. This channel will always be 100% free for you guys to hang out and with me, or at least as long as YouTube allows it anyway. It will always be free for as long as we can, because the whole point of this channel is to hang out with friends. It's not necessarily to make money. The monetary donations do help with some of the added expenses, including the internet things, computer upgrades, things like that. So it does help a little bit with that, but again, absolutely not necessary. I was going to do this anyway, so no big deal. Let me hop into chat real quick and say hello to everybody there. Brat46 was the very first person in chat, so thank you, Brat46, so much for hanging out with us today. We really appreciate it. I know you were there last night as well, so thank you for that. I hope you got a good night's rest. Susan Year Out is also here. Good morning, Susan. Thank you so much for being here. Sandra K is also here. Good morning. I hope you're well. I know you were spending some time with your granddaughter yesterday. I hope everything went with that as well. Hi, Terry. Good morning. Thanks so much for being back here with us. We appreciate you being here. Terry is one of our moderators, so if you guys have any questions or anything, you feel free to ask her, or you can try and ask me as well. I will try and answer it if I can. Let's see. Hi, Patty. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining me. I appreciate you being here today. Carrie Lynn, welcome back. So great to see you. Happy Sunday morning to you also. Joyce, good morning as well. Welcome back to the channel. It's so great to see you. She had a great time last night. I saw her laughing hysterically in chat. It's so much fun. So welcome back. Welcome back. Let's see. Got through some Streamlabs stuff. Streamlabs is back up and running, so that's good. At least you guys can collect your thimbles, at least for now. We'll have to wait and see how things go here, guys. I can struggling in the music because I have the music in my ear, and that's usually my indicator if things are going on, so I can hear it struggling. So I do apologize for that. We're just going to keep going and hope for the best. So, hi, Teresa. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for being here today. I really appreciate you hanging out with us. Ladies and gentlemen, Lucas is in the house. Morning, bud. Hope you're doing well. Happy Sunday morning to you. Laura, good morning. Thanks so much for being here. Happy Sunday morning to you also. So great to see you. Scrolling through, scrolling through, scrolling through. Lucas is reminding you, if you are new to the channel, we've gotten 10 new subscribers in the last week. It's been crazy. So if you are a new subscriber to the channel and you are watching live right now, make sure you let Lucas know that you're new so he can give you some extra thimbles so you can hang out and chat. We do try to give new subscribers extra thimbles so they can jump right into the games. Of course, the veteran subscribers also get thimbles as well. Lucas likes to give them out at random. So you guys are welcome to those. Don, good morning. Thanks so much. He says, whoa, got here right on time. Well, I was actually running a little late because of all the streaming stuff happening. But yes, you are here. Perfect timing. Hi, Gladys. Good morning. Thanks so much for being here. Happy Sunday morning to you as well. Brenda, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a fantastic weekend so far. Let's see. Just kind of scrolling through here, guys. Yes, Laura is new. Yes, for sure. Oops. Hold on. Hi, Kelly. Good morning. Carrie Leonard is also here. Good morning. And she says, I think I hurt my ribs last night from laughing so hard. Hun, I understand. I understand that completely. Yes. Good morning, Agnes. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you are well also. Oh, it's too funny. I totally understand that. Now, those are some dandy clips. It was pretty funny, yeah. I'm going to try and see what I can do to grab some more off of there as well. Judy, good morning. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Welcome to the channel. I do apologize. You will have to wait an hour before you can join us and chat. I hope you don't mind that. We have had some horrible luck with robots lately, with some bots lately, so we had to put that 1 hour time frame on there. But hang in there with us. Hang out with us. We're going to be here for at least 2 hours, so you'll get a chance to join in chat. And then once you are joined in chat, Lucas can get you hooked up with some thimbles. So thank you so much for joining us today. For some reason, like my sound effect is just not happening lately. I'm not sure what's going on. Streamlabs is being weird. It's being annoying to me lately. I'm trying to scroll through and make sure I didn't miss anybody. I did say good morning to Kelly, our newest member, our newest channel subscriber. So welcome for that. Carrie Leonard says her ribs hurt. Right? So funny. Agnes is here. Good morning. I'm just trying to make sure I didn't miss anybody. I hate it when I miss people, and so I try really hard not to do that. Pretty purple grunge. Yes, Brenda, thank you. I really liked it. It was really pretty. I loved the fabric for it. I just need to get a binding fabric for it because it didn't come with one, so no big deal. Oh, you're talking about this grunge. Oh yes, thank you. This is yeah, Moda grunge fabric. It's just on a wooden piece here for my table. Mr. Wizard and I put this together earlier this year, and it's been a game changer, like total game changer. it comes apart. It's just a table, you know, it's just a piece of wood, and then it's sitting on top of a coffee table, so I can fold everything up and kind of store it in the corner when I don't need it. But having this extra table space has been a huge game changer for me. Like, absolute game changer. It's made my life so much easier. And honestly, today I really don't need it. But it was set up from yesterday, and I just decided not to worry about it. Hi, Melissa. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for being here. But I just decided not to put it away, so I was being lazy. Yeah, the sound is cracking a bit. Dang it. I wish there was something I could do about that, Terry. I do, really do. I do have the sound up pretty high. I could probably turn it down ever so slightly, see if that helps a little bit. I think it's connection-wise. I really do. Like, I'm going to try and do everything that I can. Yeah, I'm going to try and do everything I can. But so a lot of this is going to be out of my control. Now, I do notice that Streamlabs is not giving me the same error it did before, so maybe it's getting a little bit better. And I do see that my upload speeds are coming up, so maybe whatever weird thing was happening is not happening anymore. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how it goes. It does seem to be stronger though, because like it was going down to like 56. The frames per second was going down to like 56, and then it was ramping up to like 2100, and then coming back down again. So there was something weird happening this morning. So I think we might be out of the woods, but I don't want to say that for certain because I do see it flexing a little bit. So, like I said, we're just going to keep going. We're going to see what happens. I'm sorry this is not the most high quality you're going to receive from me, but hopefully something's better than nothing. Yeah, see, it just dropped again. So, all right. We can hear you. Oh, well, that's good, at least. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. At least we'll try and get something done today. I opted for just plain water today because I have been super thirsty the last couple of days, and I think that I'm just not drinking enough water. Joyce says, Lots doesn't like me today. Joyce, I don't think it likes anybody ever, so I don't think it's just you. I really don't think it's just you. So, all right, so today we're going to be putting together these 1-inch strips. We're going to be attaching these 1-inch strips to one side of these bigger pieces, and then we're going to be taking them and we're going to attach them to one side of these small pieces and then add one more piece to it. So we've got a lot of sewing to do today. We're going to see how we get on and go from there. How is everyone else's weekend so far? Have you guys been having a good time with things? Thank you again to everybody that joined us for our After Dark yesterday. There's so much fun. You know, I don't even know where Cheryl comes up with this stuff. Like, she has some crazy thought that pops into her head, and I don't know how she comes up with it, honestly. it's just so much fun. So much fun. If you guys didn't get a chance to check out the After Dark edition yesterday, you've got to go back and watch the replay of that one because it was pretty funny. I really could not take those ladies seriously. It was just, and I know there's been a couple of postings already on our Facebook group of what happened. I'm going to actually see if I can try and grab a couple of short videos from it, from the live later today if I get a chance. To really get some more people involved in it, let them know about it, because that was just so much fun. But what is everybody else working on? I mean, how was everyone's Easter? Last weekend was Easter Sunday. How was everybody's Easter? I hope you got a chance to spend it with your family and your friends. This is the wrong bird. You're right. It was a quack of a good time. Brenda says she's been on the long arm, very productive. Well, that's awesome, Brenda. That is awesome. Maybe one day I'll own a long arm. I don't think so, though. I really don't have the space for it. I don't think I have a room big enough in my house for a long arm. And I know that there's that little quilty frame, the one that, or the little cutie frame, I think it's called, the one that Terry has. I know there's that option as well. I have to be honest and say I'm just not sure that doing that would be that I would enjoy it. Dawn says, today I'm making lace by hand using a tatting shuttle. Oh my gosh, I've never even heard of that. Superstars. Love that. Good job. Love that. Making lace by hand. Oh my gosh, I can only imagine what that's like. Like, I could barely work with small pieces in quilting. I can't imagine working with them in, is that knitting or crochet the lace? Oh my goodness. My grandma used to make, my great grandma used to make lace by hand. She would crochet it. It's just crazy. Yeah, Terry, that's an excellent question. Asking Dawn if she's going to do a video to share. Dawn does have her own channel, as does Terry as well. But Dawn does have her own sewing channel, and yeah, I would love to see that. I would love to see that. Today's going to be just a lot of little sewing. These are 1-inch strips that we're attaching, so they're kind of small. Hey, Lucas, is that supposed to be... Oh, hey, Lucas, can you change that? I'm not sure why it says her name is spelled wrong there. And I'm not sure if that's a setting or what. Please and thank you. For Sandra's channel. Oh, you spelled it wrong? Oh, gotcha, okay. Oh, I didn't even see that it was from you, Terry. I'm sorry. I thought I just saw the blue and I thought that was Streamlabs. I'm sorry. That makes sense. So then never mind, Lucas. Never mind. I thought it was a setting. For Dawn's channel, you can do !Dawn in chat. I'll give you a link to her channel and her blog. She also has a blog that she does as well. 46 says, my great aunt was a nun. Oh, awesome. And did ribbon lacing in Belgium. Oh my god. She would send grandma small doilies and such. Oh my goodness. Wow. Tiniest of crochet hooks, and it looked like string, but it turned into lace. Yeah, I've seen that too, yeah. Awesome. That is really cool. That is not something I know how to crochet. I have done it before. I've made things work before. It's not my favorite hobby. That doesn't mean that I don't enjoy it. I do, but it's definitely not one of my favorites. Um, my aunt does knitting. I've never learned how to knit. One of these days I will learn how to knit. But my aunt does a lot of knitting. She prefers knitting over crocheting. I also do some cross stitch, but I haven't. But I have to be honest and say that I have not done it in a really long time. I have this really big project that I've been working on, like a little bit every couple of years. It takes me forever to get it done. Maybe that's something I should bring here on the channel. I don't know. I know that a lot of other quilting YouTubers are also doing crocheting on the channel. I know Mom and Pop does some over there. I've seen not crochet. I'm sorry, cross stitch. I've seen. I think Kathy's done cross stitch as well. maybe that's something we could bring back to the channel here for a little while. I don't know. Let's wait and see. Help me out, guys. What is tatting? What is? I've never heard of that before, but I'm not really familiar with making lace either. So tell somebody help me out. Is that like a special technique, or is that like a special tool? Somebody help me out. You have formed habits doing crochet that are hard to relearn the pinch and tension regarding tatting. 10-year hiatus, Kelly. Yeah, I do the same thing. Like I have the problem with my cross stitch is that I pick all these really huge, elaborate projects that just take forever to finish. And because they take forever to finish, like I get bored with them because you guys know I get bored really easily. And so I get bored with them, and so then like I'll work on it for a month or two, and then I'll put it away, and then I won't look at it again for like 6 or 8 months because I get bored with it. But I do enjoy it when I do it. I'm not sure what tatting is. Is that a different type of technique? Or am I not going to be pronouncing it correctly? Don, we need a video. We have quite a few of these to make, so we're just kind of normal, one at a time. I love the colors, those nice, pretty spring colors. This was a spring quilt box project from Stephanie Stitches. I'm not sure if she still does them on or not anymore, but she used to do these project boxes once a season. I just absolutely love them. I've done 3 or 4 of them. I didn't buy them. I haven't bought any recently because I just had so many other projects going on. But I really liked her, how she curated the projects, the fabric that she chose for them, the pattern that she chose for them. I really just loved the whole thing. And I loved the fact that she gave you everything you needed. She gave you the whole thing. Like you didn't have to buy anything extra. The only thing you would have to buy is your backing fabric usually. But she gave you everything you needed to make the top. And I appreciated that because there's other project boxes out there like Fat Quarter Shop. Their project boxes, they don't give you everything you need. And so you can't even start the project until you buy more fabric, which just annoys me. Like, just give us everything we need, even if it's going to cost us a little bit extra to give us everything, so then we can just start right away, you know? Needles, oh my goodness. Kelly says a needle, oh my goodness. Wow. My goodness. Kelly says, happy quilting, everyone. A baby quilt is up next for her. Shopping for fabric this week. Oh, isn't that the most fun part of the whole project? The shopping for the fabric? Oh, speaking of fabric, I totally forgot. I was telling you guys about it yesterday. Mom Joyce mentioned it. Her and I had bought some fabric from Jordan Fabrics. They were having a fat quarter sale. And so I bought a bunch, and I totally forgot to show it to you guys. So let me grab it real quick. Let me go grab it. It's just over here. AI says tatting is lace making technique that uses knots and loops to create intricate patterns with thread, often using a shuttle or a needle. Is the shuttle like the crochet needle? Is that what that is, or is that something different? I've never heard of that. But that is really amazing if you're using needles. My God. Oh, it's heavy. It looks like a lot more than it is because it's like two of everything. Because I really like them. And the really cool thing that I love about buying fat quarter kits like this is whatever if I use one of them for a project and then I don't use the other one, I will open up the other one and fold it up and throw it in my fat quarter bin for you guys for giveaway. So that's why I usually buy two when they're on sale. This one is called Three's a Charm. This is 9 fat quarters by Andover. Now it's hard to see them obviously because they're all wrapped up, but they're basically St. Patrick's Day themes. I bought 2 of those. This one, I'm gonna need your guys' help. I want to find a really cool pattern for this one. It's called Cowboy Culture. I bought 2 of them for each one is 13 fat quarters, but they're cowboy fabrics. And I want to find something. I have a gentleman that I need to make a quilt for, and so I need to find a nice masculine pattern that I can use this fabric with. So I really like that. And then I bought 2, so I'm hoping I can actually do 2 quilts with these. So that'll be fun for those. And then this one, you guys saw this one yesterday. Mama Joyce also bought this one. It's called Honey and Clover. It's 12 fat quarters. See the honeybees. Oops, upside down. There we go. Honeybees. And then there's some solid yellow on the back as well. A bunch of other colors. There's some purple in here and some green. Real pretty. And then this one here is called Salute. It is a red, white, and blue. It's patriotic fabric. You can kind of see the red, white, and blue here. And it's 24 fat quarters. We're going to be using this one for a new project probably next year. So there's that. If you guys are a member of the channel and you've been watching our members only live stream and that pattern that we're working on, this fabric will be used for that pattern as well later on for subscribers. So you guys get a little sneak peek. A wooden shuttle looking thing that holds onto the strand of thread so you can loop the thread around it. Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay. Fabric Cafe has a lot of very generic patterns for free, Danny. Look there. I saw one I want to make. Ooh, Fabric Cafe. Okay, Terry, can you email that to me if you don't mind? That I will take a look there for that. I need to get some new patterns for some new projects that we're going to be working on here soon. I like to try and plan things ahead. I kind of curate my sewing space as project specific. So when I buy fabric like this, if I've bought it intending to make a project, I kind of curate everything together and get it all kind of bundled up together so that when I'm ready to make it, I can just kind of grab and go. That's what I do with most of my project stuff. I usually put it in a project bin. But before that, it's usually either in a Ziploc or some other type of bag where it's all kind of together. So I start to look at that stuff ahead of time just so that I don't have to think about it at the time. Hi Joyce, welcome back to the channel. It's so great to see you. Happy Sunday morning to you. So that is the different fabrics that I bought. I bought each one of these at 50% off. Jordan Fabrics, they were having a huge sale, so I bought each one at 50% off. I think this big one down here was normally like $100 and something. I think I only paid $50 for it, and it's got 24 fat quarters in it. So I did the math that it was like $1.99 a fat quarter, which is less expensive than I would normally pay at my local quilt store for a single fat quarter. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. So that's why I bought as many as I did. And like I said, whatever I don't use as projects, because I have a bunch of fat quarter bundles like these. I buy them like this a lot. And I have a bunch of these. And so what I do is I'll break these up. I have a bunch of them in a bin down there, but I'll break them up and I'll throw them into my fat quarter bin as giveaways for you guys. So that's why sometimes you guys see them that way. But I love fat quarters. I use them for everything. I know that not everybody likes them, but they're one of my favorite cuts of fabric besides yardage, of course. All right, so let's get back to what we were doing here. We are working on our squared up project. We're starting to put our blocks together. This one's going to go together really, really quick and fast. It's just a couple of lines of sewing, really, is all it is. And it was really only a couple of lines of cutting as well. We were able to get all the cutting done in one episode, so about 2 hours long. A little less than 2 hours, maybe. And I'm not sure how much of the sewing we're going to get done today, but we're going to keep going with it. Thank you, Terry. I got your email. At least I'm pretty sure it was your email. I'll check that out. Thank you. If you guys have ideas for patterns, I'm always open to new ideas for patterns. If you are able to email me some information on it, that'd be great. If not, you can leave a comment in the comments of this video, and I can take a look at it there, because I'm always looking at new ideas and new projects. It may not be something that we get to this year, because I think my year is pretty well laid out already, but I have a lot of scrap fabrics that I want to use up for things, so I'm always looking for new ideas. But not only do I have those two cowboy bundles there for a masculine fabric, but I also are a masculine quilt. I also have a safari bundle that I purchased last year when it was on sale. That I'm also looking for kind of another pattern for that as well. So I've got a decent stash of pre-cuts. Or you guys don't really get to see a whole lot of it because I don't have it on display just yet. But I do have a decent selection of pre-cuts. Because I do buy them when they go on sale. I buy them when when they go on clearance and on sale and things. And then most of the time I use them eventually. Sometimes I give them away. But obviously the idea with any stash is to use them. Half yards, Brenda. Yeah, those are another great cut. I have a couple of half yard bundles that I've purchased in the past as well. Those are really great too because it's usually enough fabric for most projects. The pattern fabric, anyway. Yeah, I have a couple of those. Sometimes I'll buy 1 yard cuts too, depending on the price of them. It's very rare that I will buy fabric that's not on sale unless it's for a specific project and or a specific need. For the most part, I buy all my stuff when it's on sale. Hi, Raven. Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. Raven is a new member of our channel as well, I believe. Lucas, if you could make sure that she gets some symbols, I'd appreciate it. I know she was with us last night. I hope you had a great time. Like I said, we have gotten 10 or 12 new subscribers in the last week. So if you are a new subscriber, please make sure you say hi in chat. I'd love to officially welcome you in person. We love making new friends here on this channel, and I'm sure they do on every channel, but I really like making new friends on this channel, and I like to try and connect with you guys as much as I can. I am lucky enough that our channel is pretty small and that I have the ability to do that. I was watching a YouTuber yesterday that was talking about, YouTube and kind of, what their future is with YouTube, and they said they're probably one of the only YouTubers that doesn't want their channel to grow. And I said, no, I don't think that's true. I said, I mean, don't get me wrong, I would like my channel to grow, but I don't want it to grow very quickly, and I don't want it to be very big. I want it to kind of keep it as small, on the smaller side. Because I like the idea, I like that I can give you guys, that I can interact with you guys directly as opposed to having to just kind of talk to everybody. I think the bigger the channel gets, the harder it is for a creator to be able to do that. So I'm grateful for the size of our channel. But I'm also grateful that we keep making new friends little by little. That's why I don't do a lot of social media pushes for it. I don't do a lot of promotions for the channel because I say it all the time, but I want our channel to grow organically. Meaning I want it to grow on a natural pace, however it's going to grow. Or if it's going to grow. That's kind of where I'm at. So I don't try to push too hard for new subscribers or things like that. The subscriber count really is not that important to me. I do pay attention to it, of course, but I don't curate my content based on it. I don't get upset if, my subscriber count goes down a little bit or whatever. So don't worry about it. Yep, looks like Raven's got 115 symbols right now. Congratulations on that. If Lucas is still here, I'm not sure if he is or not, but if he is, he can get you hooked up with a few more. Sundays, he usually hangs out with us on Sundays, but sometimes he's doing laundry and other things, so sometimes he's not quite there. And I don't think he has any pests visiting him this week. Although very soon she's going to be living there, so I think he's got like less than a month of enjoying the solitude, the quiet. She'll be graduating, and I think it's three or 4 weeks, maybe less. I think it's 3 weeks. As long as he doesn't call the exterminator. Well, I already told him that she's his problem, not mine. Like, no take backsies. That's what I said. For those of you who are new to the channel, our main moderator, Lucas, he is also my future son-in-law. He's engaged to my daughter, who graduates college in just a few weeks from now. And every time she comes to visit him, because they have their own apartment, but obviously she's still at school, and so whenever she goes back to the apartment for a weekend or whatever, he likes to joke that he has a pest problem. We find it amusing. No take backsies. Nope, no backsies. Nope, nope, nope. I'm not taking her back. She officially moves in less than a week. Oh, I hope you're enjoying your peace and quiet now, Lucas. I hope you're enjoying the peace and quiet. But you're also going away for a little while, right? Like, so, I think you said something about, forgive me, I can't remember where you said. You might have even answered me last night when I asked you about it. And I can't remember, but my bachelor pad will no longer be mine soon. I don't think it was yours to start with, but. Sherrie says, I love those fabrics. I didn't really get a chance to see them, Danny. I will scroll back. Are you talking about these fabrics or the ones I'm working with? The ones I'm working with are, I can give you the name of them. Give me a second. Yes, I love these spring fabrics that I'm working with right now. Of course, I love all the ones I picked out, but I can give you the name of this one. It's an older fabric line, so I'm sure that there's nothing available anymore, but I can look for you. Bachelor pad. You're funny. Bachelor pad. Get it all out of your system now. That's right. Oh, Lucas, thank you very much. I see that you gave Raven some more thimbles. That's very kind of you. Thank you. We hooked you up. Don't you worry. And if you gamble them all and run out, we can give you a little bit more. The whole point is for everybody to have a good time. It's not for everybody to be out of thimbles. So we're careful. Alright, that was the last one for these big ones. Now we just gotta pull them all apart, which is gonna take a minute. I'm not gonna bother ironing them right now. We can iron them later. We'll just do one big massive ironing where we do them all together. But for right now, I do need to pull them apart, so. Quite a few here. As soon as I pull these apart, I'll go grab the paper that tells me what type of fabric. I can't remember for the life of me what the fabric was. Just need to chill. No, I totally get that. Laying these out here. You guys can kind of see all of the fabrics as they're coming through. They're so pretty. I just love the spring colorway to them. They are by Moda. I do remember that. But otherwise, I couldn't tell you what the fabric line is. I can tell you in a minute. Just give me a second. I kept the tag, so I can tell you in just a second. Such pretty colors. Last strip on the log cabin quilt waiting. Oh, that's awesome. I remember yesterday you were saying that you were working on a log cabin quilt. Those are fun. I've done a couple of them. Are you doing it? Are you making it as like a pre-cut? Did you cut all the pieces up, or are you using it as just long strips and adding them as long strips? I think I've shown it both ways on this channel before. It's been a hot minute since I've done it, but the long strip method was kind of fun. You start with the 2.5-inch strips and you just kind of keep working your way around. Just laying these out. My OCD is telling me it needs to be nice and neat. Plus this way you guys can see all the fabrics too, as they're laid out. This one. Okay. There's the first stack. More of a quarter log cabin than sewing them all together. Yeah, kind of. You'll have to forgive me. It's been a hot minute since I did one, so I can't really remember. But I took the 2.5-inch strip, and then I started with small pieces. I think I started with a square, and I sewed those up, all the squares up to the strip, and then I cut them, and then I opened them up, and then I took another strip, and so basically you're making all of the blocks at one time, and you just keep like turning it, and then attaching it to the strip, and then turning it and attaching it to the strip, and eventually you make all these blocks at one time. It's been a hot minute since I've done one, but I'm fairly certain that's how it went. Okay, you guys wanted to know what the fabric was. It's called Seashore Drive. It's by Sherrie and Chelsi over at Moda Fabrics. So no idea if it's still available or not. Probably not. This started as a layer cake, but it's called Seashore Drive. It might even be in the description below. I might have been smart and put it in the description. I don't remember. The 86-week run. Yeah, our Monday is supposed to be. Oh, Raven, that would be awesome. Yeah, if you want to post it on our Facebook group, make sure you check that out. That would be amazing. Thank you. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to sew. There should be 2 of each piece. So we need to sew a strip to one piece. So that I don't confuse myself. Let me go ahead and separate these now into the two piles because we're going to sew. Let's do it this way. Let's flip them over like this. We're going to sew them up into two piles. Sorry, we're going to sew this strip up to one side, and then we're going to sew another strip of the pattern piece to the next side. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and separate these now. So then that way I don't confuse myself. Because I could, like, you know, flip and sew, flip and sew, flip and sew. But knowing me, I get distracted way too easily. So I'm just going to separate them now. Damn thing is brutal today. Well, the good news is it's not costing anybody any money. So that's the good news. And Raven, I'm not sure if you caught on or not, but with regards to the Thimbles program, not only is it something really fun and exciting to play in chat, but you can also redeem those thimbles in for prizes. You would do exclamation point prizes in chat, and it'll tell you how many thimbles you need for each prize. Don't let the numbers fool you. You can get up to those totals fairly quickly. Especially if you're playing like the slots machine games, because they pay out pretty good, and then you can start to redeem them in for prizes. I mail the prizes out at least once a month, although I have to be honest and say I've been a little behind with it lately. I did get everything mailed out, so all of the redemptions should be mailed out right now. I don't think I have any outstanding. Speaking of fat quarters, I did want to remind you guys that one of the membership levels that we have is what I call the Fat Quarter Club. And basically it's where I will send you 3 fat quarters every 3 months, you know, in exchange for a small donation to the channel. I want to say it's like $5.99 or something. So I pay for the postage and I pay for the fat quarters, and you just give me a small donation. If that's something that you guys are interested in, you can do that down below. You do have to be a member of that one and the Experts Club. You do have to be a member of those two groups for at least 3 months before you will get your first shipment. And that's just so that it covers the cost of the postage. But I just did our mailing for March. I did that at the first week in April. Our members of that club should have gotten their stuff. And then every level of the membership includes you in our scrap busting club, which means that at least once a year, sometimes twice a year, depending on what we're doing, but at least once a year, you will get a box of scrap fabrics from me. These are all fabrics that we had been using previously on our channel, so you might find them to be familiar to you. And I stuffed the box pretty full. Like, it's a 8 by 8 by 4 box, and I stuff it full of fabric. So, but again, you do have to be a member for at least 3 months in order to be part of that club as well. Alright, so let's sew up these strips to this one first, and then we're going to sew this one to that section as well. You're welcome to use my voice if you need. You really cannot see much. I'm excited to see what it looks like, Dawn. I'm not familiar enough with how to make lace, things like that, to understand what tatting means, but I'm excited to see it. So you can hear my voice in the background. That's funny. You have my permission to use my voice if you need. Hubby loves scraps. Yes. Well, that's good, Brenda. Then if you're not already a member of the channel, make sure that you become a member. I don't have enough scrap fabrics just yet, but with all the projects that we've been working on, there will definitely be enough later in the year. Last year I was able to send out 2 boxes with the amount of scraps I had. This year so far only 1. Well, I haven't sent out 1 yet, but this year I think we're only going to get 1. Yeah, and for some reason my notifications thing, like I normally get like a sound effect when the notifications come on, and lately I haven't gotten any. So I do apologize if I'm missing anything. You know, Judy subscribed earlier and I saw the text for it, but I did not hear the notification for it. She should be just about there to be able to start chatting with us. I don't know if it gives you like a timer or I don't know how that works. I guess I should try it out one day, find out. I had to become, so this, you guys will find this funny. In order for me to, because I keep my stream playing on my phone down here in the corner here. You guys can't see it off camera, but it's right down here. And I keep it playing so that I can kind of see what you guys are seeing a little bit in case there's any issues or things like that. And for the members only stream, because Streamlabs is not a member of the stream. You can't do anything with your symbols or anything else during our members only stream. There's also no like links or anything. Like Streamlabs is not available at all. Like the Streamlabs bot, the night bot, is not available at all in our members only. And then on top of that, I had to become a member of my own channel so that I could watch it. So I could make sure that it was running funny. So that's funny. Yeah, Lucas. Yeah. Streamlabs, because the Streamlabs bot is not a member of the channel, it won't let me do the Streamlabs stuff. Yeah. Which, it's really not that big of a deal because, you know, it's a small group of members and it's not like I'm really worried about, you know, anybody swearing or anything else. But yeah, the bot doesn't work. Yeah, people can't play their games. But, you know, but that particular, you know, group is really not, it's not about playing games, so. Brenda says I'm a member. Yeah, I know, I don't trust it either, no. Yes, Brenda, you are a member. Thank you very much for being a member. Thank you to all of our members. We have a handful of members. Alright, so just sewing up these strips here one at a time. Little 1-inch strips onto the edge here. But this project, I mean, seriously, if you guys had the time to dedicate, you could probably make this pattern in a weekend. It goes together super quick. It starts with the layer cake. You cut the cake pieces up into three pieces. You cut up a little bit of background fabric, and then you just sew the pieces back together. Like, it's really super easy to do. Brenda says I'm so lazy today. Brenda, you know, you are allowed. Like, there are days where I feel like that too. Like, I just completely lack motivation. Um, there's been so much going on for me personally. There's been a lot going on here on the channel and in my personal life, so I really have not had an opportunity to be lazy. I was lazy, I think it was last weekend. Like, I didn't have anything going on really, and I just kind of looked at Miss Wizard and I said, I am not moving from this couch. Like, this is what I'm doing today. Like, this is where I'm at. Because I just needed a day of rest, basically, is what I needed. So. But you are absolutely allowed to just be lazy for the day. There's nothing wrong with that. I am a little bit worried about a bobbin. Well, I have many bobbins. I only have one bobbin of this thread, and I usually keep two bobbins at a time. And I only have one of this one, so I'm kind of a little bit worried. But it was a full bobbin when we started, so I'm sure I'll have enough to do what we need to do. But I am ever so slightly worried about it. I still have probably a little less than half, probably 40% of the bobbin left now, so it should be fine. Right, Dawn, exactly. We all have lazy days, and listen to your body. If it needs the rest, give it rest. That is 100% true. 100%. That is something that I have learned over the years, is really to listen to it. Not something that I was doing when I was younger, that's for sure. But you really need to.
Who did this?
Eat bad things. Brenda, I can understand that. I can understand that. That struggle is real. Yes, live at a very fast pace, 100%. Yeah. The world moves much faster than it used to. Also, less hard work, too. I mean, if you look at, the pioneers and the farmers back then, the work was much more difficult than it is now. Much, much more difficult. About halfway through this pile here. We're just sewing along. It's pretty easy sewing. I don't want to say mind numbing because it's not really mind numbing. It's enjoyable, but there's not a whole lot of thought process to it. Which sometimes you need a pattern like that. Sometimes you need a pattern where you just don't really have to think about it. You don't have to worry about matching up seams. You don't have to worry about which direction this fabric needs to go and that fabric needs to go, or trimming off the dog ears or trimming up the block. You just don't have to worry about that sometimes. Sometimes it's nice to just have a nice, really easy pattern. And that's one of the reasons I kind of like this one, is because it was going to be really super easy to do and it was still going to be really pretty to look at.
Who did this?
Hi Sylvia, welcome to the channel. I feel like I might have said hello to you, but if I didn't, I apologize. Started walking, we eat fast food, we consume with our eyes very fast because of social media. 100%. Yep. Sometimes it is really nice to just slow down the pace a little bit. As I like to say, enjoy the journey, not the destination. I like to tell the girls that all the time, is to make sure that you're enjoying the journey. Because let's face it, in most cases, the journey is where you're going to make the most memories. How we doing on the stream here, guys? Is it sounding a little bit better? Is it still buffering a lot? I'm not getting as many warnings, and the numbers seem to be up a little bit higher, so there must have been some type of solar flare or something that was happening earlier. I have noticed when I was watching some of my last few videos that the audio has been kind of weird. And I haven't really changed anything with regards to my audio, so I'm not entirely sure I know why that is. But I have noticed it, and I am trying to figure it out. I have my suspicions, but I could be wrong. I hear a puppy. I hear a puppy dreaming. Like her whimpering in her dream. So in May, we're going to be taking a little bit of our schedule in May is going to be kind of wonky. We've got some things going on some Saturdays that may run late, so I will not be doing, I have a couple of Sundays that I won't be doing live streams, but I'm going to be replacing the Sunday stream with a stream during the week. And I know that doesn't work for everybody, and I do apologize for that. You know, it's just kind of the way my schedule is going to go for the month of May. But then when we get back to June, things will be back to normal, and then I'll have to take another bit of time off in July for some things. May and June are really busy months for the kids. May is a busy month for me, but June not so much. The kids have a lot of things planned in June before they become real adults. A bunch of concerts and trips and vacations and all kinds of stuff, kind of like a last hurrahs before they enter the adult world, the adult working world. Hi, Naomi. I'm not sure if I remember saying hello to you this morning, but hello, how are you? I hope you're well. Hope you're having a fantastic weekend so far. I thought I was still waiting for the adulting switch. Is that for yourself or for your child? Didn't you say your daughter, or forgive me, I believe you said your daughter was graduating soon? For myself. Okay, fair. That's fair. There are days where I'm like, yeah, I could go back to being a teenager. That'd be fine. So then somebody else can figure this crap out. There are days. I like to tease the girls a little bit when they're like, when I give a call or I talk to them, they're like, oh yeah, I was out doing this and I was running this errand and I was running this errand and then I paid these bills and I'm like, oh, look at you adulting. How cute. Like, I know. Right now, Taylor is in the process of applying for a new apartment. We'll find out in a couple of days if she gets it or not. I'm excited for her for that. To see how things go. Um, but you know, it's all part of the process. And she's like, "Mom, can't you do this?" And I'm like, "No, it's still my apartment. I'm not the one living there." All right, so it looks like I've got a couple extra strips here. I must have cut one too many. Which is normal for me. But we're gonna go ahead and separate these now. Lay them out. And then we're going to attach the other piece to the other side of this 1-inch strip. Now, you guys have noticed I have not done any type of finger pressing or any type of pressing at all, because I kind of wanted to do it all at one time. That's why I just set that other panel, that other group up over there. Lay those out. Doesn't have to be perfect. 25 years. No, Taylor will not be any closer to me, unfortunately. She's staying in the same area of her school. The apartment she's looking at is actually just down the street from her current one. It's on her way to her job because she actually has a full-time job lined up for the fast food restaurant that she's been working part-time for the last couple of years. She's got a full-time job lined up with them while she gets her stuff in order to pursue her career, what she wants to do for her career. She needs to get some stuff in order to do that. And so she's got a full-time job lined up, which is great for her. It'll be a 40-hour week, a little bit of a pay increase, that kind of stuff. So that will help her fund her apartment while she gets some things put in order to further her career in what she's looking to do. She's looking to go into the thank you, police academy. But she has a couple things she needs to do before, a couple things that they've recommended for her to do before she does that. Her one of her majors, she's going to be graduating with a double major, and one of her majors is in criminology, which she can use towards the police academy. But they did, while she was doing her internship this year, her training officers did give her some recommendations on a couple of things she could do before she applies for the academy. The academy has already, the applicants have already been processed for this year for the academy, so she couldn't get in this year even if she wanted to. She's going to have to wait till at least next year. So she's got time to kind of build on those things. So Alright, so now what we have to do is we have to sew this second piece here up to this assembly here. We're going to use that same small strip. We're going to be attaching it to that. Does it give me any pressing instructions? I don't think the pressing really matters, to be honest. No, I don't think it really matters. So we're going to go ahead and press these towards that thicker fabric, or the bigger piece of fabric. So then that way this smaller piece of fabric lays flat. I'm just going to finger press it, get it to lay flat while we attach the other piece to it. And the only thing I need to make sure of is that I'm attaching the same pattern fabric to these pieces. So that's going to be the only trick there. Alright, so now we can go ahead and make off with these. Make sure everything lays nice and straight. Agnes, I think I said hello to you, but if I didn't, hello. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. I think I did. Got about a half an hour. I'm trying my best to keep these fabrics in an order because that's how I actually want to lay out the quilt, is in this color coordinated order. Because the pattern is kind of variegated. It starts out light and goes to dark in the pattern. That's kind of how it goes. So I'm trying my best to kind of keep the fabrics in the same order that they came off the project on, so that I can get the blocks to lay back the same way. I did also take a picture of it before we started cutting everything up, so I do have it laying on my phone, just in case. I actually recommend using an ombre fabric to do this with. I'm sure that would look really nice too. So, anybody have any fun plans for today? Gonna spend the day out in the yard? Doing any gardening or other things? Hi Denise, welcome back to the channel. So great to see you. I hope you're doing well. Sherrie, I think that's a great idea. She says, today, taking care of me. Yes, Dawn, it is an extremely easy pattern to do. It was if you had the time and you sewed much faster than I do, you could probably get this done in a weekend. I like to take my time when I'm sewing. I don't sew very quickly. You saw Mama Joyce yesterday flying through. She sews very fast. She could probably give Tiffany a run for her money. Although I don't know. I'm thinking Tiffany would still be faster, but but yes, it could go together very, very quickly. We are only on our second episode and we're already sewing up blocks. And we're already at probably 3/4 of the way through sewing up the blocks. So it's going to go together really fast. They're doing a silent auction at a local restaurant. Oh, that sounds nice. Marie's Scrappy Creations Brothers fundraiser. Oh, okay. He's receiving a kidney soon. Oh, wow. That is a blessing that he's going to be receiving that, but we also know how financially that can impact them, so it's good that they're going to be doing that silent auction for them. You've been taking care of your ill neighbor as well, which is really kind of you. Yeah, I'm going to run out of bobbin thread, I think. Well, maybe. Maybe it'll surprise me. This 1-inch piece, trying to finger press this 1-inch piece is a little bit of a challenge. You really got to pull the fabric apart because it does not want to separate. Hi, Julie. Welcome back. Yeah, Terry, I can understand that. You're still live online, Terry. Do you ever go to sleep? Different strokes, different folks. That's right. I much prefer the live streams. I like the interaction with the people, and I love the fact that I don't have to edit. I hate editing with a passion. With the way my schedule is, I have to edit during the week, which takes me away from the time that I get to spend with Mr. Wizard. I work pretty late hours, and that annoys me sometimes. I know he doesn't mind. He's really supportive of it. Whatever I gotta do, I gotta do. Um, but it bothers me. This section here is taking me a little bit longer because I am finger pressing them as I go, just to make sure they lay flat underneath the machine. Makes it a little bit easier for me to sew them. I'm going to give everything a really nice hard iron, press with the iron once I'm done sewing it so that it lays flat before we put our sashing on. Dog hair Sebastian thinks he wants my oatmeal. he thinks he wants it. He's not sure if he wants your oatmeal. My Ivy is very food motivated. If you've got food, she's there. She will come running. She's even gotten to a point where she has figured out, like, you know how waiters and waitresses, you know, like they watch for you to give them clues as to when you're done eating your meal, and usually, you know, the most standardized clue is the fork and knife at 4 on the plate. That's usually their indicator. Most people, when they're done, they set their fork and knife at the 4 on the plate, and that's how people know that you're finished with your meal in most cases. Well, Ivy has even figured out that I do that. Because sometimes I let her lick the bowl, depending on what we eat, you know, if it's safe for her to do so. And so she has figured out that when I put my fork down like that I must be done. So she hops up next to me to lick the bowl. I'm like, I'm not done yet. I just set it down to rest. And then she'll just kind of sit there and watch me and whine at me. Like, Mom, can you eat faster? I'm ready to lick the bowl. It's just so funny how they pick up on those habits so quickly. They also know that if I turn my alarm off in the morning rather than hitting the snooze button, that means I must be staying home for the day, so then they want to go outside. But if I hit the snooze button, then they know I'm not staying home for the day, so they don't ask to go outside. They're just such silly creatures. It's amazing how they pick up on that stuff. I need to try and remember to check to see what size bobbin I need for this machine. I prefer a metal bobbin over the clear plastic ones. I know the clear plastic ones are supposed to be the ones that you use in the machines, but I really don't like them. I much prefer the metal ones. And I need more metal ones, and I don't know what size I need. I think they're a 10. Is that a thing? I feel like 10 is a magic number, but I don't know. So I'm gonna have to pull the manual out and figure out which ones. I have the owner's manual for this machine. I just, you know, I don't buy bobbins that often, so I don't really know what size I need. But I do want to order more. I know that Waywick usually has the metal ones, although Amazon also has them too sometimes. Although it's been a hot minute since I tried to order any, so we could be out of them all now. But I could really use some more of those. All the ones I have are currently full. You know, I bought the plastic one because that's what, you know, that everybody recommended for the machine, but honestly, I much prefer the metal ones. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about the metal ones that I like better. Kind of odd, honestly, but I just do. Some machines do not use those plastic bobbins. Only the newer machines do. I tried a few times in a few machines. Yeah, that is 100% true. That is 100% true. And there are some machines out there that require specific types of metal bobbins. You can't just use generic ones. I think maybe it's the Juki machine that requires a specific type of metal bobbin. Um, this machine, you know, the owner's instruction, the owner's manual recommended plastic bobbins. So that's why I have them. But it works perfectly fine with the metal ones, and I prefer the metal ones. So I would like to pick up some more. For the most part, I really only use white and black fabric, and both of those are on metal bobbins. Or I'm sorry, fabrics. Listen to me. White and black thread. For the most part, those are the only two colors that I use. But I have been using a lot of different colors lately just to get rid of some of the thread that I have because I have a bunch of it. And that's where I end up having to use the plastic bobbins because I don't have enough metal ones. So I'd like to pick up some. Also looks like I'm going to need some more white thread, so just kind of putting an order together in my head what I need to order. My Viking has plastic bobbins, and I have no issue with them. It's a top loader, which I love. Mine is a top loader as well. Yeah, I don't know why. I just don't like the plastic one. My new machine has a huge bobbin. Oh, that's awesome, Sylvia. My Viking isn't very new. It's 26 years old. Wow, that's awesome. I love vintage machine with an L bobbin. You can sew for a very long session. Oh, that's kind of cool. I have to Google an L bobbin Raven says. Yeah, I can't say that I've ever heard of an L bobbin before. Is it an L-shaped bobbin? Like, is that like because one side is taller, but bigger than the other? Is that what those are? I think I've seen those before. Where like the top half of the top circle is like thinner than the. Like I've seen that before. One day I will own a machine where you know you can wind a bobbin while you're working. One day I will own a machine like that, I think. Who knows? M bobbins. Oh my. Oh, that must be the letter. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what letter or number these bobbins are. I have a 10 in my head, but I don't think that's right. That's why I'm going to check. I'm going to look up the... I have the owner's manual. I'll pull out the owner's manual and double check. Make sure I'm using the correct one. Because I have learned very quickly that using the wrong one does not work very well. It does not work very well. Class C, probably. Yeah, probably, Dawn. Probably. I have to be honest and say I don't know enough about bobbins to know. I just know I need to. I just know I need some more. That'll probably be one of the things I look at today. Just ever so slightly. There we go. Run a little on the slow side. There we go. Drop-in bobbin is usually a class C. Oh, well there you go. That's interesting. This one is a drop-in. I do know that. This machine is a drop-in. You guys know way more about this stuff than I do. That's for sure. And I appreciate it because I learn from you guys. You guys show me and teach me what I need to know about it. I am most definitely not an expert, as is the name of this channel. The experts are the ones in chat. A bobbin chart? That is awesome, Terry. What machine is that? This is a Quilter's Choice Baby Lock. I don't remember the model number. It's on the book. I know that. Top and bottom are a little concave, not flat. Oh, that's interesting. I guess I never paid enough attention to know if these are flat or not. The Quilter's Choice, I know that. You'll have to forgive me, I don't remember the model number. It's on the book. I do not know the model number off the top of my head. Class 15 for the win. Convex, depending on how you look at it. Class 15, that's what you said, Terry? Class 15 bobbin? Well, I'll need to make sure I ever note that somewhere. Let me write that down. I'll double check it, the book, just to make 100% sure, but... Not that I don't believe you. I'm sure I do believe you. That's a super helpful chart there, Terry. A bobbin chart? That's awesome. That was really going to be helpful. Thanks for throwing that in the chat. Thanks to Google. Don says a class 15 you can still buy metal. Oh, that's awesome. I have metal ones that I'm using with this machine and they work just fine. So I know it works with metal ones, I just don't have any more of them. Let me make sure I do this right. My neighbor is doing something outside. I don't know if it's weed whacking or something, but there's a machine running outside that is really annoying. I don't know what it is, but it's really annoying. It's quiet enough that you guys, it's not being picked up by the microphone, I can see that, but I can hear it. It's really annoying. Whatever it is. Right, Joyce, I have to agree with you. Between Google and YouTube, how did we ever live without? Like, libraries and phone books? Like, I don't know. I will say that, you know, Social media has brought a lot of negativity to the world, but it has also brought a lot of positive things to the world as well. You know, we're able to learn things much faster. We're able to get answers to our questions much quicker. I feel like we are much more intelligent people in some ways, because you know we can learn quicker from things. There's a broader range of knowledge. I say in some ways because not everybody. Yeah, Bobbin reference chart. Yeah, Baby Lock is a quality machine. I bet they use metal. Probably. I like Baby Lock. I like my Baby Lock. It's one of my favorite brands so far. I've only ever owned Baby Lock and Brother machines. I've never even owned like a Singer or anything else. Um, so I'm very familiar with the brand and how they do things. So I'm very familiar with it. I have used other machines, like I go to the quilt stores and stuff, and you know you play with the other machines just to kind of get a feel for them. And I haven't really found one that I like as well as the Brother and the Baby Lock. I take that back. I did really like the Juki. I felt like the Juki was really nice, but that is a really big machine. It's a very big machine, and I just don't have the space for that right now. Joyce has a question. She says, I have two 42-piece jelly rolls, and each one has 4 of the same fabrics. If I were to do a jelly roll race, would I use all the same ones back to back, or what? I guess it depends on how you want it to look, Joyce. You could do that back to back like that, and then you just have really big chunks of fabric together, really big chunks of pieces together, or you could separate them out and kind of make it a little bit more scrappy and do it that way as well. It just depends on what kind of a look you're going for, I think. I don't think there is a right or wrong answer to that. But everybody else in chat, please feel free to chime in. It's been a hot minute since I've done a jelly roll race. I would like to do one here on the channel with some of our special guests here soon, but it's been a hot minute. Laura says she's been listening, but she had to help her dad with his laundry. No, Laura, don't you worry about it. There's no rule that says that you have to participate in chat in order to be a part of this channel. There's absolutely no rule that says that anywhere, nor is there an expectation for that. We have a lot of lurkers on the channel, and I am truly grateful for them. You know, I'm always grateful for whatever time you guys are able to spend, even if it isn't on a replay later. You know, spend with me and hang out with us here on the channel. There's no need to apologize for that. Life gets in the way, and family is way more important than any YouTube channel out there. And if they try to tell you anything different, then you should probably stop watching them. Because family comes first. Yeah, I'm gonna run on the bobbin thread here. Dang it. Which class, 15A or J? When the Viking sewing galleries were going out of business inside Joann's, I bought a serger and a quilting machine at 60% off. I was so excited. Oh my gosh, Laura, that is amazing. I didn't even get near a Joann's. Like, I couldn't even get near one. Like, I had actually wanted to get over to one just to grab a couple of bolts of fabric. I didn't even care what the fabric looked like. I just wanted the bolts of fabric for decoration purposes. I know, right? So I was gonna go over there and see if I could grab some. But by the time I was gonna have the opportunity to go, I was hearing stories that basically the stores were already empty, and they were still in their 30% off phase. So I was like, forget it, never mind. I'm not even gonna bother. So I never got over there to any of them. She says she's not sure because she's never done one before. Well, let's ask people in chat because they're gonna probably know more than I do. The jelly roll race, isn't that where you sew all the strips together and then you put the two ends together and you sew it down the middle, and then you take it again and you just keep doing that until you eventually end up with something that you want in the size that you want? Isn't that what the jelly roll race is? And if that's the case, it might actually be difficult for her to put them all together because of how you keep folding it together because they're going to separate like halfway through, I would think. So it might actually be easier for her to just kind of mix and match. But the people in chat are going to be way more experts about it than me. So they're going to be able to answer that a whole lot better than me. If it were me, Joyce, I like doing things kind of scrappy. I don't like them to be very organized. I prefer a little bit more of a scrappy look. So if it were me, I'd be like randomly sliding pieces and putting them together. So that they weren't all together. But that's just my preference, and a lot of it comes down to preference. Denise says, I love jelly roll races. I've made 3 of them. Oh, geez. She says Laura says, I didn't buy anything at Joann's, but my credit card is still smoking from taking advantage of the 60% off sale at Viking. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. 60% off at Viking? Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. Got a couple more pieces left. Looks like we're going to get this about 2/3 of the way done. When we come back to this project, we'll have to put the last pieces together, and then we'll have to give everything a nice hard press with the iron. But as you guys can see, this is going together pretty quickly. We're probably going to have this whole thing done in 4 or 5 episodes, I'm going to guess. I might have just enough to do these 2 pieces with this bobbin. Like it's gonna come down to the wire. That always annoys me. Quilt projects, I'm thinking of doing that. Sylvia says, my quilt projects, I'm thinking of doing that. Dawn says, I've cut 2.5-inch strips for my stash and made my own Jelly Roll Race Scrappy Edition. There you go. That's a great idea. Most of my scraps are not large enough to be able to do a 2.5-inch strip from them. They're usually a little bit smaller than that. But I do have some scraps that are in yardage, so. And I give away my scraps, so I don't really keep enough of them to be able to do something like that. But that's a great way to use your scraps up, you know. There you go, Dawn. Yeah, she says group your stash by what you really like and what marries well with it, and your Jelly Roll Race will be unique. That's a great idea. Yeah, I think that's great. Okay. Last piece for today. Alright. And I did end up with a very small amount left on my bobbin, so I feel like I should win. I will wind another one up before we get back to this project. I'm using a very light beige taupe colored thread. I have it in my stash here, and so I'm just trying to get rid of it. This project actually came with a spool of Aurifil thread. I'm not a big fan of Aurifil thread. I know it's like supposed to be like this high quality, you know, top thread, but blah blah blah. I'm just not a big fan of it. I don't know. I don't like the way it runs through the machine. I don't like the way that it sews. I feel like I'm constantly having issues with it breaking while I'm working with it. I think it's just so thin. I think is the problem that I end up having with it. Again, thread is a personal preference. You know, everybody's different. Everybody has different preferences. There's nothing wrong with that. Aurifil is just not mine. But this project did come with the Aurifil thread, so I mean, I have used it before. I have a couple of Aurifil threads around that I've used before for various things. I'm just not a fan. Just not a huge fan. So let me go ahead and line these up now. Just gonna lay these flat and I'll put them back in my project bin. So when we come back to this project, we're gonna have to then sew this assembly here that we just put together up to the bigger one that we were working with earlier today, matching up the same fabrics again. And then we're going to give everything a nice hard press, and then it's just a matter of adding some sashing and some borders, and we're done. Like, this thing is going to go together super duper quick. Super duper quick. I could probably open these up and it would probably lay better, but I'm not going to worry about it. Just trying my best to keep these fabrics in the same order so that I know which order to lay them out in. It goes to putting the quilt all together. Let me show you guys what this pattern looks like. I don't think I showed you guys at the beginning of the stream today, and for that I apologize. Let me show it to you again real quick so you guys can see what it looks like. The colors are really light, so it's kind of hard to see with this lighting. This lighting sucks, but you can kind of see it a little bit. It's called Squared Up, so you can kind of see the assemblies down here, the darker colored ones. It's like a 3D strip thing. Kind of see it a little bit there. But that's what it is called. It's called Squared Up. It's by Cotton and Joy Patterns. It's pretty easy to do. Very, very simple. Like, I don't understand why we needed 5 pages to do it in. Like, this could have been a postcard pattern for all for what it's worth. But that's all right. So we've got our pieces kind of sewn up together here now. So I'm going to go ahead and put these into my project bin, and we will come back to this. I don't think we're going to get to this project again in May. I don't think you're going to see it again until probably late in June. May is kind of a crazy schedule right now. We've got a lot of stuff going on. And no problem, John. We're just getting ready to finish up here anyway. So we got a lot of stuff going on in May. So we probably won't see this one again until late in June. Mid to late June, I think, is the next time this one comes up. But that's all right. I like to rotate my project out quite a bit because I get bored very easily with things, and I don't like working on the same thing every week. And I'm sure you guys don't like watching the same thing every week. So that's why I rotate the projects in and out. We have 4 or 5 of them that kind of go on at the same time, and I just keep rotating them out. And then every once in a while, I'll throw in something, usually a whip or a UFO that's in my stash. Like yesterday, we worked on that table runner back there. So that's another whip or UFO that we're going to end up finishing up here, which will be exciting. Things like that. So I like to kind of do that. I start new projects throughout the year. Just depends on what we've got going on and what we're finishing up. Yeah, so that's... I don't know what I was trying to say. Words are hard today, I swear. Like, I'm starting to get tired and I don't quite understand why, but whatever. But anyway, friends, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me, spending some time, spending a little bit of time from your busy day to hang out with me. I truly appreciate that. Welcome to all of our new friends. I can't wait to get to know you even better. Make sure you tune in to our live streams whenever you can. Don't forget to go back to the channel page and hit that notification bell so that you're notified when we go live. Our standard lives are on Sunday mornings at 10:30 a.m. Central Time. We do have a later stream the first Sunday of every month. We start a half an hour later because my Mr. Wizard, my husband, Mr. Wizard, and I do a virtual breakfast with our kids. We have 5 girls that are all of adult age now, and so we do a virtual breakfast with them because they're kind of everywhere. This way it brings us all back together. So, but otherwise, we do Sunday morning live streams every Sunday morning, 10:30 a.m. Central Time. I try to throw in at least one, sometimes a few. During the week streams, it's usually like one week on one day, and then one another day, and then I try to sprinkle them throughout the month. And then we try to do at least one Saturday evening stream, which we call our After Dark edition. Which, if you guys tuned in yesterday, then you know why we call it the After Dark edition, because it's really not made for children. But anyway, friends, thanks again so much for hanging out with me today. And don't forget to catch the replay from yesterday's live stream. Just a reminder to our members, we do have our next members only meeting, Zoom live stream, whatever you want to call it. Tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. And then I feel like we have one more live stream during the week this week, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm gonna have to check the calendar again. I did start to put up some of the stuff for May. I did start to put up some of the thumbnails for May, but we'll talk a little bit more about that as things come up. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend and rest of your week, and we will see you again next week, I think. All right. Bye, guys. Take care.